Hi guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is Barefaced Nikki here yet again. I'm doing a lot of intros barefaced. I asked you guys on Instagram if you wanted to see my glam go-to makeup. Is a pretty neutral makeup that would go with any sort of outfit, any colour, and I thought it would be handy for me to put it on my channel for you guys to go back to, just to see what my go-to soft glam makeup is. Now you guys said yes, so I'm really excited to film it. It's just something that I love. It's very my style, very me, very warm toned, and then just kind of nude glossy lips. So if you want to see how I achieved a really glam makeup from rough to buff, then just keep on watching. So I'm actually going to start off by doing my hair. Now I have some new hair. I have a new baby. These are my 24 inches of hair. If you notice, the hair is actually longer than what I'm used to. I started off at 18 inches, then I went to 20, then I went to 22, and now I've got 24. Now 24 inches is very long considering that I am 5 foot tall. You can imagine how long it is, but I just love really long, luscious hair. And if you see my hair, I'm going to show you my hair before any extensions or natural hair. It looks pretty lifeless, pretty limp, it's pretty short, and I'm pretty sad about it. My hair just really struggles to grow, and it's very, very, very fine. So I feel a lot more confident when I've got hair extensions in. Now these hair extensions are from her hair company, and I'm actually going to take my hair down so you can see my hair and see how beautiful and long and luscious it actually is. Just treat it like your natural hair, and it's also Brazilian hair. I've never ever had Brazilian hair, but it's so soft and it's so beautiful. So her hair company was kind enough to send me these hair bundles. It actually sent me 4 hair bundles. The Brazilian hairs are so soft as well. Like, I'm used to Peruvian hair, but I feel like this is better quality. It's got no shedding. It doesn't knot or tangle at all. The Peruvian can tend to shed a little bit, but the Brazilian, I've not experienced any shedding with it whatsoever. Her hair company was kind enough to provide me with a code that I'm going to leave down below, because who doesn't like to save some money? This is going to help you save some of your money, some of your hard-earned cash, if you are interested in getting these hair extensions. Now, because this hair is 100% human virgin hair, it means that you can tongue it, you can do whatever you want. So I'm actually going to be putting hot rollers in it for my glam look today. I'm just going to start off by brushing my hair, because you want to just get rid of any knots or any tangles. I haven't actually brushed this hair today, so we're just going to quickly give it a brush through. Now, because this is 100% human hair, you want to protect it, and you want to just treat it like your own hair. You don't want it to get damaged at all when we're applying any heat. So I'm just going to be using the Nourish My Shine Bedazzling Oil Heat Protector, Heat Defense, and spraying this all throughout my hair. Now, my hot roller set of choices, actually this Babyliss one, I've had it for years, like absolute years. I remember that I got it from Argos, and it comes with different size rollers in it, like they usually do. It comes with the large, it comes with medium, and it comes with super small as well. And I actually like to use all of them because I'm used to hair extensions and having longer hair. I need to use all of them, but if you've got shorter hair, you probably don't need to use all of them. Guys, whilst I wait for them hot rollers just to heat up, I'm on some serious like health binge. I feel like, look at me with my lemon water. Once my rollers are heated up, it's been about 10 minutes, I'm just going to section off. I actually like to do my hot rollers from the top to the bottom. I'm not too particular about how I do it. I just like to make sure that I have the bigger ones right at the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to section this top section off to start off with. Okay, so now that I have my top section, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just section it at the front, and I want to just pop in my first big roller, rolling away from my face, and then just clipping it when I get to the bottom. So once I've got my first one in, I'm just going to repeat this step again, just with a big roller again, just curling that hair away around the roller, right to the root, and then clipping it in place. Now it's time for me to move on to the side sections. This is also where I like to use the bigger ones. So everywhere framing my face, I like to use the bigger rollers, and then I move on to the medium and the smaller rollers. I'm going to do exactly the same thing on both of my sides, using the medium rollers, just wrapping the hair away from my face around the roller, and then just clipping it into place. Now I think you guys get the gist of where I'm going with this. I am just kind of wrapping my hair away from my face on the roller and then clipping it on. There is no kind of technique, I guess. I'm just going to start pulling at bits now and rolling them up, just to make sure that every single piece of strand of hair has a little bit of movement in it. So I'm just going to quickly go ahead and do that, because I don't want to bore you guys with the footage. So once all my rollers are in, it looks something a little like this. I love this look. I feel like this is a look in itself. I love it. What we're going to do is I'm going to move on to makeup, and my hair is going to cool in these rollers throughout the whole process of my makeup. So let's just move into that. So I'm going to start my makeup off with the Origins Ginseng Eye Cream just to make my eyes feel a little bit hydrated. I'm going to take a little bit of this and then pop this underneath my eyes and also over on my lids as well, just to make sure that everything is refreshed and hydrated. Once my eye cream's on, I'm going to go in to my GLAMGLOW Glam Starter or Glow Starter, and this is in the shade Sun Glow. It just gives a really nice kind of healthy plump look to my skin. I love to wear it when I don't wear any makeup whatsoever, just because it is more of a strobing lotion. So I'm going to pop this on. It's just going to add to our dewiness. I need to just add that these GLAMGLOW starters just smell so nice. I can't, it's like my scent. It's so sweet. It just smells so nice. Okay, so because this is more of a soft glam eye look, I'm going to go in with my base, and I'm going to perfect my base before I even move on to eyes, just because I feel like I've not got any heavy like eye makeup or smoked out wing liner or glitter, so I don't really need to do my base afterwards. I love doing my base first, and for my base I've recently just been using the Light Wonder by Charlotte Tilbury. This is a £32 foundation, so I am going to get my good use out of it. I am in the shade number 9 Dark, and I'm just going to pop this all over the skin and then blend this out using a damp beauty blender. Now I would compare this foundation to the MAC Face and Body. It's very similar to that. If you can tell, it's a little bit brighter for me, so I concentrate this foundation just in the central part of my face, and then I will be using a darker foundation on the outskirts, but it's got that beautiful kind of dew, and it is more of a sheer to medium coverage. Now I do love to pair this foundation with the MAC Face and Body in C6 because it's slightly more tan. So when I get a tan, this is the colour that I am. I'm going to pop this around just the outskirts of my face using a damp beauty blender just to warm up my skin a little bit, and I'll drag this colour down my neck and chest area also. Now for concealer, you guys know it already. I'm going to be using my Ride or Die. This is the DECAY All Nighter Waterproof Full Coverage Concealer, and I am in the shade Medium Dark. I'm just going to pop this underneath my eyes and just down the centre of my face to add a little bit more coverage for that flawless look. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to use my beauty blender and blend this out very softly. I don't want to press that too hard, and I also don't want to blend too much because I don't want to keep taking away the product, because I do want it to be full coverage. So now because I'm extra, I want an even bigger highlight, and I'm going to be using the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. This is in the shade NC25. It's fairly light for me. I would say it's about 3 or 4 shades lighter, but I like it to be bright, and then we're going to bronze up anyway, so everything does come together. I just like my under eyes to be super bright because they're pretty dark naturally. So I'm going to go in with this just using a brush. I'm just going to go on top of all the high points of the face and also underneath my eyes in an upside down triangle shape, and then I'm going to blend that out using my damp beauty blender. So using that same NC25 concealer, I'm going to just go into this bad boy, and I'm just going to prime my eyelids with this concealer, but I'm also just going to shape the bottom of my brows as well. I'm just going to blend everything out really nicely with my beauty blender. I'm going to move on to brows now. I actually tinted my brows yesterday using the Maybelline Color Tattoo Gel Tint, I believe it's called, in dark brown. I don't know why I don't do it often, because my brows look like they're done and they don't need much doing to them, and it's really nice when you're not wearing any makeup. So I'm just going to brush these bad boys through, and then I'm actually just going to apply a little bit of my Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in dark brown, but just the slightest amount in areas that I just want to strengthen a little bit. Now before I move on to any powdering, I'm just going to set my eyebrows in place with my MAC Clear Brow Set, just I guess so they don't blow away in the wind. Now I really just needed to add a little bit of warmth back into the skin because it's looking very flat. We need a bit of dimension, and I just want to warm it up and bronze it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Makeup Revolution Fast Base foundation stick, foundation stick in the shade F13, and pop this on all the areas like my cheeks that I would bronze, my temple area that I would bronze. But just make sure that you're doing it for warmth. This isn't a contour, it's just to warm up the skin and do my jawline a little bit and bring it down. And then I'm just going to blend that using a damp beauty blender. I now really just want to play with my facial features, and I want to just contour very slightly. For contouring, I'm going to be using the BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Contour Palette. And I'm going to take this brown shade right here, which is a little bit cooler, just on this flat shader brush. I'm just going to slightly contour the hollows of my cheeks. I'm also going to do a little bit around my temple area and just underneath my jawline also. Now I need you guys to remember that contouring is very different to bronzing. Bronzing is more of an area with more of a warm kind of brown, and then contouring is more with a cooler tone brown because you want to create shadow, and it's very precise, so it's only in this area right here, and then I stop. I don't really always take it all the way here. And to be fair, I don't always contour, but if you want to just really chisel out them cheekbones, you just want the contouring colour to be very precise as to where you put it, and you don't want loads of it, whereas with bronzing, you can go a bit more ham on bronzing. Now for bronzing my skin, I love bronzing my skin with MAC Give Me Sun. It's one of my favourite bronzers, so I'm just going to bronze up everywhere that I did the cream bronzer, and also help that contour blend into something. I'm just going to bronze up everywhere. Now going into that BH Cosmetics palette again, I'm actually going to go into this yellow shade right here, which is going to be more of a brightener shade. I'm going to scratch the surface with a cotton bud just to make it loose pigment, and then I'm going to set my under eyes with this, and I'm also going to set my eyelids just to make sure that there is no movement in my concealer whatsoever before we go on to baking with our Huda. Now we're going to move on to baking. I'm going to be using my Huda Beauty Easy Bake Blondie Loose Powder, and I'm only just going to bake using a dry sponge. I dip into the powder and then I bake underneath my eyes, and then I'm just going to cut my cheekbones just ever so slightly, and that's everywhere that I like to bake on a daily basis. Okay, let's finally move on to eyes and eyeshadow. I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution eyeshadow palette in Velvet Rose, and I'm going to take this tone right here, which is one of the lightest shades. It's more of a beigey tone, just on a flat brush, and I'm going to pop this straight on to my lid. Now when it comes to a soft glam look, I want it to be fairly simple. I only want to be using about 2 or 3 colours, and I like my shades to be matte. I don't know why, but I just love a matte eye look, especially in a neutral tone. So next I'm going to be going in to this more warm toned brown, just using a fluffy brush, and I'm going to pop this into my crease to smoke that lid colour out. Okay, so one trick that I do have is not only do I like to blend the colour up and smoke it out and take it out into more of like kind of like a wing shape, but I also like to take it all the way in to go with your nose contour. I feel like it just kind of ties everything in. Now moving on to an even smaller shader brush. This is the MAC 221 brush. Love this for in the crease. I'm going to be taking this brown tone right here, and I'm just going to be popping this into the crease, but concentrating a little bit more on the outer edge of the eye as opposed to taking it all the way in, but concentrating it in the crease. Now going in with my last shade, which is going to be this dark brown tone, in with a BH Cosmetics number 7 tapered brush. I'm just going to concentrate this right on the outer edge. You might just want to give everything a blend with a clean blending brush. Now going back in, I'm just going to take that second colour that we use, which is that warm transition color, and I'm going to pop that into my lower lash line. Then I'm going to go into the 2 browns that I used, the cooler tone browns, and just taking this flat shader brush, I'm going to pop this as close as I can to my lower lash line just to give a little bit of definition to my eyes. Now I'm just going to give that a quick blend. I'm going to take this brown shade and I'm just going to pop it on my top lash line, but just on the outer corner, because I like there to be a little bit of depth. I'm not doing a wing, but I want there to be a little bit of definition to my eyes. Now this is my favourite part. I'm going to do a little bit of inner corner highlight. I'm going to be using my smashed up Laura Geller Gilded Honey highlighter for the inner corners, because I don't know of anything better than this. I'm just going to take my charged water, spray my brush, and then dip it in there and pop it into my inner corners, and pop a little bit on my brow bone as well. I'm just going to add a tiny bit of black pen liner onto my outer top lash line. Now I just want to go ahead and tightline my eyes. Now before I complete the steps of finishing the eyes, I want to just brush away my bake, because I have this kind of phobia. I don't want to get powder in my lashes and not be able to get it out. So I'm going to go back into that BH Cosmetics Pro and get that banana shade and just brush away my bake by adding some of this colour to my brush and then brushing away. Just go over with your bronzer brush and just soften everything up in case there are any harsh lines. I'm just going to spritz my skin with a little bit of MAC's Charged Water. This is the charcoal spray. I'm spritzing this because this one's meant to be a little bit more hydrating. So I just want to get rid of that powderiness and make my skin look a bit more like skin again. I'm going to add a little bit of mascara now. This is a Deck of Scarlet Black mascara. I'm just going to add this to my lashes. Now for lashes, I want something quite wispy, something a little bit softer, nothing too harsh. So I'm going to go in with my AMAYA lashes. These are in the style After Party and they're quite wispy. I think they'll work with the look. So I'm just going to chuck these babies on. Now my lashes are on. I'm just going to pop a little bit of the mascara on my bottom lashes. Now moving on to my cheeks, I'm going to go for a peachy kind of toned blusher. I'm going to use a Too Faced Peppermint Peach. This smells so nice, this blusher. Oh my god, so nice. I'm going to apply some of this blusher to the apples on my cheeks and then just blend it up. Applying a little bit of my long time favourite highlighter, and that's actually the TANYA BURR Cosmetics Warm Bronze Illuminating Powder. I love this for my skin tone. For a brown skin or a darker skin, this is a really nice highlighter because it's not too blinding like the inner corners of my eyes, but it's just a nice subtle highlight on the skin. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop this on my cheekbones and just down the bridge of my nose and my cupid's bow as well. Now for lips, I like to line my lips. This is actually the Primark lip pencil in the shade Red Velvet, and I'm just going to line my lips with this. Then I just like to fill the center of my lip. I always like a lighter lip in the center, so I'm going to be using the BH Cosmetics Waterproof Lip Liner in the shade Sandy, just in the center, and then I'm actually going to blend the two together with a cotton bud. Now because I've been loving gloss recently, if I'm not feeling gloss I will just stay like this, but if I'm feeling gloss I will just go over top with NYX Butter Gloss in Madeline. I love this shade just for a neutral, goes with every single eye look. So I'm just going to pop this baby on. And then I might just add a touch of See Through by MAC. And then last but not least for makeup, I'm just going to spritz myself a little bit more with that charcoal spray. Okay, so now that we're done with the makeup, I'm just going to release my hair and see what that's looking like. You want to make sure that you just take these down gently. Don't tug at them because you don't want to lose that wave. You just want to tug very gently and release them into the palm of your hand. Now your waves should be coming out a little something like this. So it is more of just like a wave as opposed to a tight curl, which I love. So I like to just play with my hair to see what part I like. Today I'm feeling a side part. I feel like it goes very nicely with this glam look. I'm loving this bit of volume here. I've not had to back comb or anything. I don't really like a back combing that much, but I'm loving that I've just gotten the volume in my hair from them hot rollers. But I guess that is it. Make sure that you check out her hair company. I'm going to leave their social handles down below because they do different types of hair. They do curly, they do body wave, they do straight. My hair is naturally straight, so I always opt for straight, but check them out because they've got so many pieces of hair, so many different types of hair, and I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find some extensions that you absolutely love. I just love my hair. I love it so much. I love my inches. I love everything about it. But I guess that is it. I'm going to leave my social handles down below so you can check me out. I am very active on Instagram daily, so if you want to keep up to date with me, then you can keep up to date with me there, and a little bit on Snapchat, but more Insta story nowadays. I love you guys so very much, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah.